The arrival. In the heart of Kansas, the small town of Clearwater was known for its endless fields of golden wheat and a water tower that bore the proud slogan, "A slice of heaven." Life moved slowly there, and that was how the townsfolk liked it. But on a crisp autumn morning, Clearwater's peace was shattered. At dawn, a thunderous roar echoed across the plains, shaking windows and setting car alarms wailing. The townsfolk emerged from their homes to witness a spectacle that defied belief. A massive, metallic craft descended from the sky, landing in the cornfields just outside of town. Its surface shimmered like liquid mercury, reflecting the rising sun. Sheriff Hank Dalton was the first on the scene. Driving his old cruiser down the dirt road, he couldn't help but mutter to himself, "What in God's name?" As he approached, the ship's surface began to shift. A hatch opened, and from the craft emerged figures unlike anything he'd ever seen. They were tall, slender beings with skin that glowed faintly blue, their elongated limbs and featureless faces giving them an unsettling, otherworldly appearance. The aliens moved with a deliberate grace, their large black eyes scanning the landscape. Hank reached for his radio. "Dispatch, this is Dalton. We've got visitors. You'd better call the governor." Chapter 2. First Contact. News of the landing spread like wildfire. Within hours, journalists, scientists, and military personnel flooded Clearwater. The aliens remained near their ship, seemingly uninterested in human interaction. Their purpose became clear when they deployed small, insect-like drones that began scouring the fields. Dr. Emily Carter, a biologist from Wichita, was among the first to analyze the aliens' behavior. "They're harvesting something," she concluded, watching the drones meticulously collect samples of soil and crops. But why here? The military set up a perimeter around the landing site, but tensions were high when a group of armed locals approached the ship, shouting about protecting their land. One of the aliens raised a slender arm. A beam of energy shot forth, disintegrating a scarecrow in the distance. The message was clear. They could defend themselves. Despite this display of power, the aliens avoided direct confrontation. They continued their work, seemingly oblivious to the humans around them. But their presence stirred something primal in the townsfolk, a deep, instinctual fear of the unknown. Chapter 3. The incident. It happened 3 nights after the landing. A group of teenagers, fueled by curiosity and bravado, snuck past the military barricades. Armed with flashlights and a hunting rifle, they crept through the cornfields toward the ship. What happened next would change everything. As the teens approached, one of the insect-like drones detected them. It emitted a high-pitched whine before firing a pulse of energy. That knocked one of the boys unconscious. Panicked, another teen fired the rifle. The other aliens responded immediately. Bright lights flooded the field as more drones emerged, chasing the teens back toward town. But the damage was done. The sight of a fallen alien spread across social media, accompanied by a single caption, "They can bleed." Chapter 4. The hunt begins. The revelation that the aliens were not invincible galvanized the people of Clearwater. Overnight, the mood shifted from fear to defiance. Armed with hunting rifles, shotguns, and homemade explosives, the townsfolk prepared to defend their home. Sheriff Dalton tried to maintain order, but even he couldn't quell the growing fervor. "We don't know what they want," he argued at a town hall meeting. "But if we go after them, we might not like the response." His warnings fell on deaf ears. The next night, a group of locals launched a surprise attack on the ship. Using firework rockets and Molotov cocktails, they managed to disable several drones and injure another alien. The aliens retaliated, their energy weapons devastating the attackers, but not before the humans managed to drag one of the injured beings back to town. The alien was taken to the basement of the town's church, where Dr. Carter examined it. "Their biology is fascinating," she said, marveling at its glowing, translucent veins. "They're not just here for resources. They're studying us too." Chapter 5. Escalation. The military's response was swift and brutal. Declaring martial law, they ordered the townsfolk to cease all hostilities. But Clearwater had already tasted blood. Armed militias formed, using guerrilla tactics to harass the aliens and their drones. The military, caught between protecting the aliens and controlling the locals, found themselves overwhelmed. Meanwhile, the aliens began adapting. Their drones became more aggressive, patrolling the town and targeting anyone who ventured too close. The once peaceful fields of Clearwater became a war zone, with burning crops and shattered homes, bearing testament to the escalating conflict. In the midst of the chaos, Dr. Carter made a breakthrough. Using samples from the injured alien, she discovered a way to disrupt their energy weapons. If we can disable their defenses, she told Sheriff Dalton, we might have a chance. Chapter 6. The Final Stand. The townsfolk rallied around Dr. Carter's discovery. Using modified M devices and improvised traps, they prepared for a final assault on the alien ship. Sheriff Dalton, reluctantly leading the charge, gave a speech in the town square. I don't know if we can win, he admitted, but if they think they can come to our home and take what they want, they've got another thing coming. This is our land, and we're not giving it up without a fight. The attack was chaotic and brutal. The M devices worked, disabling the aliens' drones and weapons. For the first time, the townsfolk had the upper hand. They stormed the ship, using every tool at their disposal to dismantle the alien technology.